Hi, welcome to Bear Talk channel. I'm Bear, a product designer who lives and works in Auckland, New Zealand. In this video, I'm going to share some learnings that I've got from this great book, The Art of Visual Notetaking by Emily Mills. So yeah, let's get started before my daughter and wife come back to home. So this book actually is brings a lot of ideas on how to take a visual note, but why I'm going to do that. Let me start by sharing my screen and walk you through the backstories around this one. So I've learned how to take sketch notes a few months ago by reading other great books. Then I find one of the essential books from this categories that I need to check is this one from Emily Mills, and luckily I find it's available in local library. So this is where I bought this book and with my daughter, and the day I brought it, I borrowed it and feel, wow, this is so good, I cannot put it down. And after that I even made a sketch note about this book. So these are all the things I've learned from this book, and you can see different categories like listening, visual direction, refining, visual library, such and such. If you're more interested, if you're interested about all these details, just pause this video and check it for details. But now I'm going to walk you through something I think is like the key learnings from this book. The first thing is why we're doing this, why we're doing some visual notes, like in the business world, or while you're doing some creative work, or just create content, or like a designing some stuff. Why we're doing it. So one of the key things about this, about the benefit of doing visual note-taking is what you can read from the quote here from Dan Rohn, another visual thinker. So he said, whoever draws the best picture wins, which means that if you can describe or deliver your message in a clear and understandable way to other people, yeah, you're gonna win the pitch, or the argument, or the sale process. So this is why we're doing it. And our human beings are really good at visualizing something in our heads. So yeah, that's the way I think that's why I'm doing it. And the first part, what I've learned so good from this book is there are two types of listening or note-taking approaches. The first one is head-to-head listening, which means that if you listen something from what people's conversation, from a conversation or what people is talking, and you understand it, you process it in your head, understand it, and write it down. So this is head-to-head listening, and it's good. Which means that you fully 100% understand it and write it down. But you might lose something because it takes some time to process it. And the other way is head-to-hand listening, which means when you listen people talking about something and you immediately write it down. So it's kind of like a flow from your ear to your head and to your hand. So that is much faster, and which means that you can also capture more information than process it first. So I'm still learning it, and it's really hard because I'm not a native speaker in English. But there are also some other things that we can learn. Is, for example, you can capture the cues from other people's talking, and to notice their gestures, if they repeat something, or the tone of their speeches, and then you can capture those keywords to write it down, and then get it ready for your next step. The other thing I've learned is to create your visual library. which is quite familiar as a product designer, as a UX designer, create your component library, right? So, for example, you can start to create some trash box or laptop or other things, or something that can as a metaphor for your message, like conversation, how you visualize conversation, maybe two bubbles with some dialogue inside. So I personally created my component like this visual library on my iPad, and next time when to do some note taking, I can start to write it down. And the other thing is about writing. So because when we do a sketchnoting, there are a lot of information. I write it as a copy. So and it's all handwriting. So need to prepare and practice to make it clean and clear to read. It's really important. And no one wants to just write some fancy letters, but other people cannot read. It's not an art. It's more like a way to communicate. So this is something I find really helpful. And for me, like again, as a non-native speaker, this is also a good chance for me to practice how to write a better English copy, handwriting English. Yeah, so that's another thing I've learned. And the third thing that I've learned is some part is like layout, or how to draw, or how to build that visual direction from one part to the other part. And this is definitely you can learn by doing it. So just start to create something, start to take some visual notes, and then you can find out how to improve it in the next step. Yeah, like what the book suggests, you can follow this flow on your notebook, or you can create some step by step and make sections from your notes from notebook, and then start to create things like that. Right, so this is the book, The Art of Visual Note-Taking by Emily Mills. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to support the book, just grab a copy and start to read it. Or just as me, just try to find is there available on your local library and borrow it. I think you will not regret it. And if you're a designer or a creative person. Right, so that's the video for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you will hope you're enjoying it, and feel free to leave a comment or send me some suggestion if you have any feedback around this video. Cheers! I will see you in another one. Bye!